And so I was listening to Mr. Hoca's live stream from a week ago or so, and he has Mike the MGTOW Monk on here, and he has another guest, right? As you can see how far into it I am, I'm at 142 minutes in, an hour and 42 minutes into his live stream. Okay, and they're talking about censorship at this point in time. Mike brought up something where he typed his email in a chat on a MGTOW Hangout to be brought in, and nobody could see it. He saw it on his side, but nobody else could see it. Yes, YouTube has had this ability for years. This is no lie. See, years ago when Dwayne Holloway was still around, he was actually logged on to YouTube just like I was, and he was on my page, my channel, my page on YouTube. I was on my channel, my page at YouTube. And Dwayne told me, oh, you changed your channel over to the new look because they had a new channel layout coming up. And I says, no, I didn't. I'm not doing that till they change it themselves. And he says, yes, you did. And I says, no, I didn't. He says, I'm looking at your channel right now. I'm on your channel. And I says, so am I. And he says, well, you got the new layout. And I says, no, I don't. So he screen captured it and sent it to me. And sure as shit, he was on my channel and it was the new layout. So I screen captured my side, sent it to him. Now remember, we were on my channel on YouTube at the exact same time. And he's seen something different than I saw. That's right. They have this ability, okay? Censorship is through the roof. And I want you to listen to a little bit of this. I've brought it to a certain point, but there's some valuable stuff being said here. Censorship is happening. I can show you this right on Steve's own channel right now. I will show you censorship. 79 comments. So he has 79 comments. Okay, let's count them. My two, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Okay, and then we have 6 here, 18, 19, 20, 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 24, 5, 6, 7, 8. There's 28. And so we have 28 comments. Okay. 28, 38, 39, 40, 1, 2, 3, 43. There's 43. 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49. There's 49. 59, 61, 2, 3, 63 comments with the replies at this point in time. Okay. Now, they may be good. It's really close. I mean, it's really close because even with 63, 73, 4, 5, 6, 7, 77, okay? So it is really close, but they're not all there. What Mike said would be true. I've been watching this, but I want to point something else out here. I find this hilarious, okay? So I'm going to back this up a hair. We're going to play it from right here.
Steve, Falco just posted his email in the chat.
What it is, I just can't seem to do it. I'll try something else. Hold on.
Do you see it?
Hold on.
Now, Steve's trying to bring somebody into the live stream through their email on Google Hangouts. Most people, I do believe, already know this, but I'm going to say this just in case there's a few that don't. If Steve sends you links to Google Hangout, you have to be logged into your YouTube channel on the Chrome browser. If you're using Firefox or any other browser, the Google Hangout will not work. The link will not go. So that's just something I want to let people know, even though I believe most of all of you already know this, okay? But for those who that might just be using another browser or be on Firefox, watching and logged into your YouTube and watching a live stream like Steve, and Steve sends you a link to your email, and you can't get it added, it's because you are on Firefox. Okay, If you're on, that's is only to the people who are using different browsers. You have to be using Google Chrome for Google Hangouts to work. Okay? But what they're saying here is true. Censorship is going on. And what I believe it's Mike that mentioned this. They don't want us socially interacting with each other. It's about keeping people divided. It's about breaking up the social structure of our society. So watch this.
Oh, also, I gotta warn you, SteveHoca. There's been channels that would have like 4 or 5 viewing at a time, like not a lot of viewers, right? And they say, hey, anybody, if you put your email in the chat, then I'll get you in. And I put my email in the chat. There was only a few other comments, right? But yet they could not see my email in the chat at all, because I was like, I just put it in the chat. And they're like, I'm not seeing it.
That's right, and they were not seeing it. Mike's correct about that. Mike's not telling you no bullshit right there. He just told you the truth.
I was like, it's right above this comment. They're like, I don't see it. I was like, what the fuck? So I had to sit there and put MGTOW space #4 space change space at Gmail space dot space com. I had to put spaces in between everything for them to see my email. So YouTube is hiding people's emails on some channels. They are doing that. They're trying to keep us separated so we aren't actually being social.
That is correct right there. Trying to keep us separated so we're not being social. They don't want us socializing and knowing one another. Because if we do that and other people socialize and know each other, it could cause people to rise up and stand together, couldn't it? Yeah, wouldn't want that now, would we?
Social media
Hey,
platform.
Steve, do you see it?
It's not a matter of can I see it. I can see it in here, but it's just like it keeps I can't. It doesn't turn the link green. It just leaves it in a gray mode. So I'm highlighting this link and I'm putting copy, and when I paste it into the chat, it doesn't do anything. So I don't know what the hell is going on with this stupid thing.
I don't know.
It won't allow. Yeah, I don't know what the hell's going on here.
There's been a lot of issues with Google Hangouts lately. A lot of issues.
Yeah, this is bizarre. It's not allowing me to get this party in here.
If you look, their rating has dropped to like 3.2 or something like that. It used to be like
well,
4.5.
there's some weird stuff going on, but I'm not going to sound like, oh, it's
Well, listen to this part. I love it.
the New World Order doing this, but I don't know. Bill used.
I don't know. Bill used, and they cut him off. This is not a glitch in the software. This is not a glitch in Steve's mic or his audio. Okay, that you're not hearing this. What you're not hearing right here is because Steve said Bill used to, because he's talking about stuff that's happened to me over the years when it comes to shutting me up. This is about them not wanting you to know what Steve just said.
On some channels, they are doing that. They're trying to keep us separated so we aren't actually being social on a social media
Hey,
platform.
Steve, do you see it?
It's not a matter of can I see it. I can see it in here, but it's just like it keeps I can't. It doesn't turn the link green. It just leaves it in a gray mode. So I'm highlighting this link and I'm putting copy, and when I paste it into the chat, it doesn't do anything. So I don't know what the hell is going on with this stupid thing.
I don't know.
It won't allow. Yeah, I don't know what the hell's going on here.
There's been a lot of issues with Google Hangouts lately. A lot of issues.
Yeah, this is bizarre. It's not allowing me to get this party in here.
If you look, their rating has dropped to like 3.2 or something like that. It used to be like
well,
4.5.
there's some weird stuff going on, but I'm not going to sound like, oh, it's the New World Order doing this. But I don't know. Bill used to get harassed all the.
Harassed.
Yeah, I'm talking to whatever name he's using. I'm talking to him right now, and he said that he has no idea what's going on.
Yeah, you're cut.
You're cut.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Here's another thing. Since you're a content producer,
Okay, now I played this part because then the audio issues will clear up suddenly and it'll all be just good. It's just conveniently Steve lost his audio issues right at the point that he said Bill used to say, and so the only thing you got, and he used to say Bill got harassed. Okay, so really, in everything he said in between when he was talking about myself and what's happened to me and what I've said was completely cut. They didn't want the public hearing it. So you didn't get the message that Steve delivered to you right there. You wasn't being told. Steve was going to tell you something that I've said and that he's witnessed happening throughout the years that has happened to me, okay? And as Steve started to tell you this, Google made sure and cut this off. And when you listen to the audio difficulties, they showed up right when this took place. When he brought up my name to say this, they cut it. And the audio issues started happening. And then as soon as they got off that topic, the audio issues were suddenly just clear and fine as they've been the entire show long. This is what I wanted to point out to you. Mike, the MGTOW monk, hit it right on the head. They do not want us socializing. They do not want us knowing certain things. They want you dumb. They want you separated, divided, not knowing. They want us fighting one another. If this would have been a free-for-all of each other fighting each other in this live stream, the audio would have been great the whole show long. Everything would have been awesome. There'd be no difficulties at all. Because that fits the agenda of sick, twisted psychopaths. But truth, when Steve wants to tell you, it started, when you pay attention, the minute Steve brought up my name. Because he was going to tell you what he saw over the years with me. But as you could tell, he wasn't able to tell you it. Because this is when they cut his ability to tell you it. So that when this live stream came back up, nobody would be able to hear that. And you just got to hear that with your own ears. So I thought I would throw that in your face so that you could see that yourself. This is censorship. It's been going on for a long time. I've had so much censorship over the years that it would just blow you away, okay? And then I'm going to come over here for a little bit. And I'm going to go to my video last night with the IRS and harassment. And I told everybody back in the day, the Supreme Court, when these criminals went to try to pull taxes from people's labor, people's wages, okay, they was told they couldn't do it. They took it as high as the Supreme Court to try to overturn being told they couldn't do it. And even the Supreme Court ruled they could not do it. And so I put the challenge out yesterday for anybody to show me the law, to do their homework. Because this has already been tried by a couple people that I've watched. One person who actually worked for the IRS, no lie, and proved that they worked for the IRS for a number of years, who just knew that there was a law on the books, that there was literally a law on the law books stating where they could pull money, taxes, which is theft, taxes, which is theft, which they could steal money from your paychecks, from your wages. Okay, well, the Supreme Court strictly turned it down and said they could not. That's the Supreme Court's even. And they went ahead and did it anyhow. And so I told everybody, I challenged you to show me the law. And so Matt Smith the Clown, you know, Bozo here, Matt Smith the Clown, he came up and proceeded to show me, it's called the 16th Amendment, Bill, okay, of the United States Constitution. Hold on, the 16th Amendment. Amendment. You mean your ability to change the Constitution, to add to the Constitution, to change the meaning. This is what corruption does. This is how criminals work. We don't like something because there's not a loophole in there where we can break it. So we'll add to it so we can now break it. So we can now destroy it. So the Constitution becomes useless. See, so he's going to go with a change, the amendment. Okay? And this is what he did. So I did some replies to him. Okay? And I told him here where the amendment is changing, rewriting the Constitution, which is only done for corruption. I even gave him the definition. Okay? So then what did he do? I even told him taxation is theft. And I gave him the actual definition of what the amendment is to the Constitution. How it's corruption. How you have reworded something that couldn't be, that they couldn't turn or flip or use any kind of thing to corrupt it so that they could corrupt that, what the meaning was. So they added to the Constitution and called it an amendment so that they could be criminals and take rights away from you. And this clown's not smart enough to figure that out. But I clearly said the law, so that he comes up, he says, you asked someone to prove it's legal. And I did. Nope, you didn't. Okay, and he's telling me to grow up, dummy. So this is to you, dummy, okay? You clearly did not prove that it's legal. You clearly did not show me the law. You showed me corruption. You showed me where we took something from the Constitution and added to it so that we could manipulate it for our criminal behavior. So what you legitimately done was showed me corruption. That's what you did. And then told me to grow up, huh? So you told me to grow up, dummy, as you showed me corruption. You didn't show me the law. I said, show me the law, dummy. You didn't show me the law. You showed me where they amended the Constitution, which means you jumped into part of the Constitution and rewrote it or added to it to change it for corruption. Because you wasn't able to corrupt it if you left it alone. That's what you showed me. And I proved that to you right here, and you know it. So you tried to dodge around it and call me a dummy and tell me to grow up and said you proved it. You didn't prove nothing. The only thing you proved is that corruption happened, and you didn't show me the law and the law books because the Supreme Court clearly told them no, which means there won't be a law, dummy. So now go show us the law before you open your mouth again. And then if you can find that law, if you can find it, then I want you to also show us what date that became a law so that we can clearly show the corruption. Because the only thing you done was show corruption. The 16th Amendment. That's the problem. It's called the 16th Amendment to the Constitution. Amendment. In other words, rewriting the Constitution so that we can corrupt the Constitution and change the meanings of what was originally wrote in it for our own selfish gain and criminal behavior. So, which comes down to theft, stealing. That's right, robbing other people. Taking a gun and walking into the bank and putting it to the teller's head and robbing them of their money. Same thing. Dummy. So when you want to call me dummy, you haven't proven nothing. The only thing you proved is that corruption has happened, which we already know, and you didn't show me no law. Hell, you didn't even show us where the Supreme Court clearly said they couldn't. So you haven't proven nothing. The only thing you've proven is that corruption exists, dummy. So yeah, you better grow up and go back and try again, because you miserably failed. And with that being said, I wanted to show you the censorship going on there, and the mindset of people who call the people dummies, who haven't looked into a damn thing themselves, who thought he was proving something, and he only proved what we already know. He didn't even look up the definition of amendment to the Constitution. That's why I provided that for him right here. Minor changes or additions designed to improve a text, a piece of legislation, an amendment is an existing bill or laws. Okay? No, to improve. What did that improve for anybody? That improved their ability to steal from the public. That's all that improved. It gave them the ability to take money they otherwise couldn't have gotten their hands on, which is theft. Which is the same thing as taking a gun and walking into the bank and putting a gun to them, which is theft. You wouldn't have to have an amendment to the Constitution, because the Constitution was written in a way, if you left your hands off of it, that protected everybody. But when you don't leave your hands off of the Constitution and you come up with a fancy word called amendment, why do you think it's the 16th time they've done it? Because they've been busy destroying your Constitution. Just like the red flag laws. Using mental health bills to take your right to defend yourself, your Second Amendment away from you. Just like Google taking your right to freedom of speech, your First Amendment, away from you. And here this guy is, Matt the Dummy, coming up and sticking up for corruption. Disgusting, isn't it? Yeah, it really is. But he didn't prove nothing. He only proved he's on board with theft. He's on board with being a criminal. And he still hasn't shown me a law in the law book. And if he does, I want to see the date that that law came into existence. Because the only thing he did was show me where they manipulated words in the Constitution and claimed it to be for the good. And when it was in the good for nobody but the people who want to steal from other people. Okay, that's all that was. When you got taxation, if you're going to use taxes from people, you use taxes, they get the taxes from your property that you can never own. That they're claiming goes for the rebuilding and repairs of the roadways that we all use. It's legit. Okay? Just like they're claiming your property taxes pays for repairs and roadways, law enforcement and fire departments. Yeah. Okay, but just the same, taxing your labor was something that was, this is no lie. You could do your research into history. You'll find out that these people who wanted to tax your labor was rejected. Everybody told them no, including the Supreme Court. And you better remember this. Anytime you amend the Constitution, there was no excuse to ever amend the Constitution. I don't care how many years went by. The Constitution was wrote in a way that protected people from corruption. The only reason amendments are happening is for corruption. So get around that, fool.